Good morning, everyone. I apologize for the delay. I've been having some technical difficulties this morning, and I've just about got things under control, so bear with me just for a moment here. I'm just getting my charts up, and then we'll be ready to go. Had a storm blow through last night, so I powered down the computer, and it wasn't all that happy starting up this morning. So it took about 15 minutes to get everything rebooted and doing what it needs to do, but at any rate, it's on now. And it seems to be in order. Oh, looks like there might have been a little bit of a run up out of the open. Nice start to the day. Let me just load my trade manager. There, good to go. All right. Well, looks like out of the gate, we had a couple of signals here on the hawk. We got a first micro macro cross. Looks like it coincided with the market open. Good follow through on that. Does look like we have a little bit more of a bullish slant on the morning. Yesterday, the market made a fairly steady move higher. That's one thing about the market of late. It has been slow, but once it settles on a direction, at least for the last few days, it picks a direction and follows through on it, which is quite nice. All right. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a counter trend type thing going on. Maybe a little bit too early to call counter trend. But here is a number 2 signal all the same. This is the soft edge sell. We got the warning. It didn't complete just yet. Oh, they're coming right back. It's going to complete this time. So there's a counter trend signal. The target is the hard edge. So there's not really a lot in this one right now. We'll see if they can get down there. And they did. So a little short-term move back to the hard edge. Like I said, it might have been worth a scalp, but we'll see whether or not they can get much deeper than that. Let's put that away. The hawk also starting to look a little bit more bearish, as is the falcon. The eagle still in buying mode, though. And now the falcon looks like it's going to produce a late filter entry. So we've got a couple of signals here. We're at a little bit of a crossroads with the market. Okay, well, we're still kind of moving back and forth here a bit. They haven't really settled on a direction just yet. Okay, well, here we go. We're in sideways mode. Trade forecaster says we're in swing mode for about 20 minutes and a bit. Then we're moving in scalp mode. So anticipate more of the same. I could see a move, retest the low of the morning, or maybe even here through 68.10. It's not giving us a whole lot of wiggle room, though. Yeah, like Mark says, a bit of a mixed bag. Neither side seeming to have control at the moment. That's okay. I don't mind waiting. thought we were going to get a confluence of signals here for a second, not quite. The Raptor producing a number one, a cloud crossover signal. This is developing near the beginning of a trend. We do have an opportunity at a second push entry, and I could risk it below the low of the morning if the buyers choose to make another push higher. We're starting to retreat from that. Just confirming the sideways nature of the market. Okay, we'll cancel that order. And here we come back with yet another number two. So, oh, come on, give me a chance here. Give me that second push. There it is. So the market coming back now, trying to retest the lows. It could make it on the highs. So there's a reasonable assumption that prices are going to try to press lower. Like I said, maybe get back to the opening low. That would also be in the same vicinity here as the primary support zone. That's that big blue line. We got a rule of three signal here on the eagle. So the eagle's starting to favor a short move. First micro macro cross signal now on the hawk. And working a trend change signal on the falcon. So maybe things coming into sync for the bears. Given yesterday's range, this could actually be a fairly substantial move. I wonder if I should try to run this one out a little bit. Where's the next support zone? Down here, 67.90. That could be doable. All right, let's try that. This first swing is going to be instrumental. Got to get past that one. Oh, the hawk back into yellow bars. I thought we were going to get everything coming into sync, but not yet. All right, let's stay with this trade. Yeah, Mark says I had my finger on the trigger a couple of times, had to back off. It's yeah, it's that kind of day. You're just gonna pays your nickels and takes your chances, really. Come on. When your trading band gets really, really flat, again, that's just confirming the sideways nature of the market. I agree with you, Mark. Mark says, had a really good day yesterday. Don't feel like giving anything back. And I looks like I may regret trying this one. I honestly thought we were going to get a little bigger push here to the short side, but that does not seem to be the case. I think I'm about to get spanked. And Julian says there's no large buyers or sellers participating right now, which explains, I suppose, the sideways nature of the market. Just the back and forth. Sometimes begging helps. Please, please don't hit my stops. See? See, it does help. Yeah, all these yellow bars printing more or less the same price level. You're going to see the same kind of thing going on here on the Hawk. The sideways skid is going to be really evident here. When you get all these yellow bars cropping up and printing more or less the same price level, you know you're in a sideways market. And traders have a nickname for this type of activity. They call it barbed wire. And just like barbed wire, it's no fun to play with. I suppose I've got a 50-50 chance on my trade, so it's not all lost, but if the sellers don't get it together quickly here, the buyers are going to try to retake the highs. Oop. A little Skype message coming up. Well, if the bears can press through this time, we should be okay. There they go. Okay, down to break even. This is going to be tricky now as well because we're back at the lows. If the buyers are going to push back, this is probably where they're going to do it. And I'm hoping beyond hope that I get one or two more bars to give me a little bit of elbow room here. There we go. Come on. Give me one more push. Anthony says the NASDAQ sell mode target 67.76. That's fairly ambitious. Let's see how that lines up. Yeah, we've got a secondary support line down there, so that could be. I'm just about ready to adopt a more aggressive stop strategy. Here's that little rebound. Okay, if we get through this one, then I can move into my parabolic mode. Phyllis says, dairy farmers use barbed wire to keep the cattle from climbing over to the other side. Sometimes the cattle would try to climb over anyway. I'm a farm girl. Yeah. Cows are not known for being especially smart. Oh, Julian's looking at 67.71 for a downside target. Again, the support and resistance line kind of falling in that area as well. The support and resistance suite pegging 67.74 as a target. A lot of times when I'll use the support and resistance suite as a target, I'm not going to try to take it right to the nickel, right? I'll try to exit a little bit earlier. No point in being greedy. I may as well manually roll my stop above that little swing and protect a little bit of profit. And now it looks like I can probably go into parabolic mode. And I'll just let the program manage my trade from here. If it looks like I'm getting too much in open profit again, I'll move to something more aggressive, maybe like the bar high low. And that will protect a little bit more profit. The cloud crossover signal now on the Raptor confirming what we suspected. Yes, I agree with Julian. Julian says we have to get past 6,800 first. Those big round numbers do have a tendency to encourage a lot of buyers to step up. Okay, well, so far the parabolic's doing pretty decent job. Of keeping me in the trade. Well, they were a little reluctant. We got down close to 6,800 and took a little bit of a bounce. Looks like we did attract a few more buyers. Not a bad effort. The Hawk had a decent signal here. The Falcon, really, really late with the Falcon signal. Didn't really get a decent signal on the Falcon to short until way down here. The problem with this type of signal, of course, is where do we cover the trade? Your initial stop really should be up here somewhere. The Eagle came through with a decent rule of three. It looks kind of rough, though, when you look at it like this, because the market looks very, very sideways. But there's the 1, 2, 3 signals. Actually produce 4 signals, but you did get a decent retest of the high. That's the tip-off. And then the market heading lower and now producing a with trend signal, problem similar to the problem on the Falcon. Where do we cover this thing, right? Ideally up there. Oh, it looks like I got bumped out a little early. nice little late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. Well, they're taking their time. Just when you thought we were going to have a trend in play, start dragging their feet a little. Hey, way to go, Mark. Mark says, I got one in. I'm going to guess it was that late filter entry signal that you took. I know how you favor those. Oh, and now we're actually producing another possible late filter entry here on the Falcon. The trend line, again, very, very nice and flat. Filter currently out of sync, so it's not a completed signal. Oh, now it is. Now it's a complete signal, but in all honesty, I'm a little bit hesitant. I would probably take a second push opportunity or enter below this low. I know the trend is down, and sometimes the markets slow down for a little bit. And it looks like the market might be a little hesitant as well. Just kind of waffling here at the moment. All right, a soft edge buy on the Raptor. So it does look like we're getting a little bit of bullish pressure coming back. Could be a little bit of a pushback first. I'm thinking if this market is going to stay in a downtrend, it's going to retest the hard edge and then maybe recommit, because we're at the bottom end of this trading range, right? If we take a look here at the Eagle, we could call this a great big trading range. And we're now at the bottom end of this trading range, trying to break out. All right, so the buyer's not out of it just yet. Okay, so here we are back to the hard edge. Now we'll see who can take control of the market, whether the buyer's going to grab the market from here or whether the sellers are going to continue to press the market lower. It's a fairly even mix actually right now. and it's hard to commit. Because of this little bit of a sideways drift that we're experiencing. So if we draw a line across the lows, my concern is, well, we'll know for sure if we pivot here. If we do pivot there, then it's starting to look like we're changing direction. We might be bottoming out. Still too early to say for sure. This whole 6,800 area, a little on the sticky side. All right, well, we're getting a number one signal to short, and we do have a very decent second push opportunity. The second push, all that means is we allow the signal to engage, we see where the market reacts, and then we place our entry below that swing point. Essentially looking for renewed momentum to bring us back into the market. You can see we're getting a warning dot. You could also move your stop below here, your entry order below here, which is where that bar is going to print. I got a little bit behind on that one. Possible first micro-macro cross here in the hawk. In this one, you know, given the sideways nature of the market, rather than take it on the hash mark to give up a couple of ticks to enter below the low, this little swing low right here might be the better entry. The Falcon producing a lot of warning dots, no follow through. Decent signal here on the Eagle back here on this hard edge bounce. That green bar sell. I don't think it got to its profit objective, but it certainly gave you enough room that you could have done something with the trade by now. Maybe take a break-even stop out or even a little bit of profit. Okay, And I can scrub that order now. Tricky kind of day today. Not a real surprise, I suppose. The market does tend to alternate between rally days and sideways days. And you do get more sideways days than rally days. The buyer's not letting go just yet. Trying to pick and choose my battles here. Anthony says he's staying focused on the downtrend. Well, it is a downtrend, albeit a little bit of a choppy one. The market declining here, it looks like for about 15 minutes before they started to recover somewhat. The Eagle actually producing a rule of three signal, even though we only have two counter trend signals. That does qualify as a rule of three because we've already had a test of the extreme. So the Eagle may be slightly bullish already. The Hawk full on bull with that first micro macro cross. The Falcon working a possible trend change signal to the upside, as is the Raptor. Well, they're just kind of churning up the water right now. So, so I'm waiting for anything resembling a buy signal. The hawk already kind of slipped past me with that first micro macro cross. If the Raptor doesn't get too far here, we could produce a cloud crossover signal that would be interesting. All right, here's that pullback now. So if the buyers are going to take the market here, we're going to get that number one signal on the Raptor. That's the cloud crossover. It's actually an early cloud crossover. The cloud's not fully crossed yet. We are getting the warning dot. I could anticipate that the signal will print. And just kind of be ready for it. Maybe I shouldn't crowd it quite that much. I'll give it a couple of ticks. Oh, look at that! Right on the line. I have to risk it a little bit closer. So all I'm doing here is I'm anticipating what the market's going to do. It may or may not do as I anticipate. I can do the same thing here with the Falcon. The Falcon's going to produce a trend change signal. The Hawk, I'm in between signals right now. With the Hawk, I'm pretty much on hold until I get a 4-arrow consolidation or maybe a macro pullback. Well, and now they're moving away again, so we got ourselves again in a rather uncommitted market. Oops, come back here. Okay, the Falcon going to produce a trend change signal. For whatever reason, I don't have a warning dot on my Raptor. Maybe I should just park that trade and leave it alone for now. Oh, and there's the crossover buy now on the Raptor. So we've got a few things in sync. I'm already in the trade on the Falcon, so I'm not going to duplicate it on the Raptor. This rule of 3 here on the Eagle played out very, very nice. Oops. Yeah, sure. Now they start dragging their feet again as soon as they get through the high. Come on, get up there. Wow, we've really lost some momentum here this morning. Well, I think I am going to probably roll my stops in a little bit. There we go. Come on, get up there. One more push. That's all we need. There's obviously some selling going on here around the 68.17 area. If we can break through there, we're going to start engaging some of those exit orders. There we go. Come on. I'll bring my break even down to the high of that bar. If that bar finishes on the high, there we go, got the break even. And it should push through just a little bit more. Come on. Oh, whew, that was hard work. Hooray for us. Had to wait for it, but always nice when you make a profit. I don't know what else we're going to get here today, though. The market really a little slow. We've pretty much retraced the decline from the start of the day. Not quite, but awfully close. So the market falling off from here around 68.27. We're back around 68.22, so about 5 points off the high of the day. All right, it looks like a little bit of a pullback now. And the sellers may in turn step up again, try to knock the market down. It's starting to look to me like we may be in a rather large sideways trading range. After all, we've got just this on this chart right here. We've got a downtrend, we have an uptrend, we have a downtrend, we have an uptrend. If that doesn't scream sideways trading range, I don't know what does. So if we are in a sideways range, it's going to look something like this. Sellers are going to be interested in shorting up here. Buyers are going to be looking to buy down here. The middle, well, that's up for grabs. So you can see the sellers already starting to get a little bit bearish, maybe trying to knock the market down early. Certainly, if we get back up here around 68, 24, 25, I think you're going to see a lot more selling going on. Hawk into yellow bars already. Just one, but still. The Falcon had a late filter entry signal right here. It's trying maybe to produce another one. I'm not liking that the filter is starting to break up like that. Okay, a little bit of a red bar buy. The Falcon already starting to turn over a little bit. So we're looking now at a test of the extreme. The very short-term extreme being right here, this swing high. If prices hold, then we will have a confirmed test of the extreme, And the Raptor may come back here with a sell signal with a number 2 signal short. No, they managed to push on higher. For those of you trading crude, Mark reminded me that crude oil's inventory report out at the top of the hour in about 5-6 minutes time. Crude has been incredibly dull of late, which is a shame because it used to be a very, very active market. Still waiting on this. Well, this still might be a test of the extreme. It only fudged it by a couple of ticks. It's not a textbook test of the extreme as we have down here. This is a pretty one. And there's the counter trend signal that developed and a decent move as a result. No, they might not give it to me just yet. Okay, the Falcon breaking up again. So it's starting to look a little bit more bearish, as is the Hawk. It's starting to look a little bit more bearish. Oh, there's the number 2 signal. There's looked away for a second and the number 2 signal printed. Let's see if I can't get a second push on that one. Just looking now for a spot for that bar to press a little bit higher. Oh, are they not going to give it to me? Stickers. Well, I could always use this low, but it's not ideal. Looks like we're getting a little bit of follow through on that. Get the break even. All right, got the break even. See, if I had taken the entry on the hash mark, no problem getting the profit target. Now that we're nearing the low of the morning and the primary support line, the market's going to try to do a little hiccup. With a little luck, I might be able to ride it out. Nope. Oh well. I get a couple of bucks for trying, and I'll just give those to the broker. All right, boys and girls, gonna button up shop here for the morning. If you are going to trade this afternoon, I think, wow, I don't know. You know, it's going to be more of the same. It's going to be more sideways choppiness. Trade forecaster, you know, just keeps switching here between swing mode and scalp mode, and that's really what we've seen. So get ready to take the market either way, higher or lower. I think as we get closer here to 6,800, we're going to see buying pressure. And then as we get around the 68, 25, 30 area, we're going to see the sellers try to press the market lower again. When the market is like this, I guess the mistake I made was I should have just taken a scalper's profit. Just take whatever money you happen to have available and go with that. All right then, I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.